Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeon Breaker. This is Arafel. Last time we explored the first level of the what seemed to be historic royal ruins around the capital of Sharon. Got up to a healing point probably right before a boss, went and recruited all the monsters in there, which includes 2 new monster girls, so that means skill learning opportunities. Just split them in the armor to see, or put them in the party to see what they have. We've got the healer and the lizard armor. So healer has a skill that is in white that indicates it is a healing recovery type skill that you can use out of combat, as expected. The other one looks like a sleep spell. And lizard armor has harden. Like Pokemon style defense up thing, probably. So let's see how this goes. So here's a close-up view of her healer. Have this nice winged staff. She's calling him Master. Very deferential. You'd kind of expect that from a healing type. See what he needs. Do you need healing? It's like, well, no, actually I'm looking to get some monster skills. She's showing some reluctance to that. Humans and monsters aren't supposed to do that sort of thing with each other. I'd never heard of anything like that. Well, how come? That took her by surprise. So anyway, they talk it over for a bit, and of course they play a rousing game of Pandemic, because what else would a hero want to do but try to cure the world of disease? And so after that, we have our choice of 2 skills here. We have this, which is, again, it's not a sleep-causing skill, it's a sleep-curing skill. Heals all allies from sleep status. That could come in handy at times, but for now, at least, I'm more interested in the healing spell. Heals 1 ally 100 points. And there we go. So let's see how Lizard Armor reacts. She has a more boisterous kind of personality and way of speaking. Got the Bokuko thing going on. There's Master again, but it's Master in English as opposed to Goshujin-sama in Japanese. It's kind of an interesting outfit too. We have some actual armor pieces, like plate mail type stuff on here, but underneath it she seems to be wearing a school swimsuit. It's like, I have a request for you. And like Healer, she takes a bit of convincing, but after a while they talk things out. And although lizards aren't exactly dragons, what else would you play with lizard armor but Dungeons & Dragons? So anyway, she only has the 1 skill to learn, so we'll pick this one. Yep, that's a defense up skill as expected. And there we go. Well, this is going to go over strangely in the lizard village, but... Okay, we have another scene here. Anyway, he's noting that the forge in the back isn't being used, and it seems like kind of a waste. Yeah, her father used to forge katanas. He's apparently said to be the best in the kingdom. Yeah, he would forge the stuff, mother would sell it, she would help out. And those are happy days. But then one day something terrible happened. It's like, what? Apparently her father got full from stuff and started drinking too much. Oh. Stopped getting customers, mother got sick of him and left the house. Nasakemono. And her poor father never picked up the hammer again. Okay, what happened then? Yeah, too much drink, his hands weren't steady, couldn't swing the hammer properly. Like, yeah, I figured that was how it would end up. It's like, but why don't you make your own weapons? If you learn from him, I'm sure it would go well. The truth is, I did try for that. She doesn't have the necessary arm strength. And so she gave up and decided to live as a merchant. And she's basically trying to sell him package deals of stuff. It's like, well, yeah, I do think you are suited to this. Okay, I think that's enough town scenes for now, so let's head back to the dungeon. And to that healing point, which is probably before a boss. Okay, here we are at the healing point. Let's see what lies ahead. The door won't open. There's a square indentation. It seems like something will be needed to open it. Do we have anything square? Haven't found any yet. Why don't we look around a little more? Maybe you should go talk to Karen. So, looks like we have to go back to town anyway. To the mansion. Oh, we have a maid. The maid is telling us Karen has gone to town with Celsia. Do you know where? Nope, she does not know. They'll probably be back in 2 or 3 hours. Well, this is a pain. How about we split up and search for her? Yep, and meet up at the manor. And he can't find her. He's asking around if anyone's seen her, talking about a beauty with long blonde hair. I feel like I'd remember something like that, but haven't seen her. But there was a silver-haired little girl. That's not who I'm looking for. Well, thanks anyway. Wait a minute. Yeah, Kihin, I think. Yeah, Kihin no basically means elegant, refined, whatever. Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. What do you mean, Celsia? Like, where'd you see her? And here she is, along with this guy. You can't judge people by their looks, but he doesn't look pleasant. Also, this title looks familiar. This is the Duke that we saw this title earlier. He's not necessarily the same Duke that sent Gale and Celsia to investigate the cave near the village, but he's not necessarily not the same Duke either. His name is Basutaji. Sounds an awful lot like something else. In any case, this Duke Bastaji is talking to her. Seeing what's going on. But anyway, he's saying she's putting herself in danger by wandering around the town on her own. Or, since His Majesty stopped taking an interest in you, do you not have the money to pay them? Does not seem like a very pleasant person. It's like, I just got separated from them. Just what I have left over for my mother is more than enough. And he's still being mocking, saying basically, oh, well, the previous queen didn't leave behind an heir, but she did leave behind money. That's wonderful. She is not amused. And here's Alki saying, "Oh, here you are. Hey, Celsia, I mean, princess?
なんだアレクか。何の用だ?
Oh, it's you. What do you want?" About that. So, is this your guard? You could have picked someone a little more cultured.
我が誰を共に選ぼうとも我の自由だ。
And of course, Alec's not really her guard or whatever, but she's objecting to this guy on principle and saying, hey, I can pick whoever I want. And Alec, of course, asks, who's this guy? And the way he says it is particularly impolite. This Hade is basically saying he's kind of showy, style without substance kind of thing. And Osan is kind of like uncle kind of thing. It's a family term, but it's not necessarily used for family saying shit. So who's this funny-looking old guy, basically? He does not like being called funny-looking. It's like, well, you are. I'd be too embarrassed to dress like that. She rather likes that. Well, you uncultured people have no fashion sense. If you weren't with her, I'd have you executed.
Alec, そのものはバスターチ公爵と言ってな、お偉い貴族様だぞ。
She's explaining this is Duke Bastachi. He's a high-ranking noble. It's like, so, between you and him, which is higher? Gives a little grunt. It's like, my apologies, Duke. These unrefined types don't even know such basic things. Why don't you tell him which of us ranks higher? He's not happy about that. What's the matter? Don't tell me you don't know. And he says rather unhappily that Her Highness Celsia has the higher position. She's gloating a bit, telling, see, you learned something, didn't you? He is not pleased, having his whole crew leave, as though running away. Yeah, X's a bit confused. He's like, well, that guy seemed pretty important, but you're saying you're higher up on this stuff than he is? Yes, as far as position goes, she's higher. She is the princess who is next in line to the throne. But, princess or not, she's the daughter of the previous queen. The current queen does not much care for her, father doesn't stick up for her, and she has no real power. So as far as status goes, she's up there, but as far as practical whatever goes, she's kind of insignificant. And that's why she's known as the Forgotten Princess. Meanwhile, Duke Bastachi has land, he has troops, he has a lot of actual power, which she does not. But she found that rather refreshing and is giving a bit of praise. Anyway, he's reporting that we found a spot in the ruins, we can't proceed any further. It's like some kind of square keys sort of thing. Do you know anything about that? As luck would have it, the advanced scouts did find something like that, and it's in the mansion. Karen arrives, a bit belatedly. Here you are. Why do you always go off on your own? It's dangerous to go around town on your own. Always tell it. Hey.
行くぞアレク。
She's apparently ignoring her and leaving because she doesn't like being talked to like that, true as it is. And he wanted to spend some time talking to Karen, but Celsia is dragging him back to the manor.
どこに置いたんじゃったかな。
Where did I leave it? It's like, don't leave something so important just lying around.
アレクも人のこと言えないよね。
It's like, you're one to talk.
私が貸したものすぐになくしちゃったり、私があげた誕生日プレゼントもなくしちゃったり。
You're always squeezing things I lend you, and you even lost that birthday present I gave you. It's like, that has nothing to do with this.
これだ。持っていくがいい。
She's finding it and telling them to take it with them. And we have obtained an amber slate. Or amber colored, rather. Thank you. Let's go try it out.
これで先に進めそうだね。
Looks like we'll be able to get further in. Meanwhile, here's the Duke. He is grumbling about her impudence, how she's disgraced him. He's talking about her position only coming from a political marriage, and she's going to pay for that sometime, make him
お兄ちゃん、
bow to her.
さっきの男の子ってどこかでなかった？
And here they are, so they are working for him. She's saying, didn't we see that boy somewhere before? Tommy Oni-sama, I tell you. He's still full of himself. It's like, your eye's worthless. That's the monster tamer we saw in the cave at Kana Village. We are keeping our faces hidden, so I don't think he noticed, but we're not going to forget him. What's this, a monster tamer? Yeah, about that. Like, what's Celsia plotting getting more monster tamers working for her? Don't tell me she's realized what I'm up to. Okay, so here's a new character who's reporting to the Duke that Celsia has been sending out more requests to investigate the ruins, and that it's getting kind of excessive. Or abnormal. It's like, oh, is that so, Jade? He agrees. It's like, there may be something important there. The divine beast we could not find in the Kana ruins might be there. This is something important, but it's a mystery what it is at this point. Anyway, he's going to get permission to investigate the ruins as well. He's telling them to go check it out. That does not sound good. Anyway, let's quickly see if Karen or Celsia have anything to say.
あら、いらっしゃい。
She's reading a book.
いいのよ。何度も
She's read it many times before.
熟練の域に達したモンスター使いは、モンスターから取り込んだスキルを混ぜ合わせて、新しいスキルを生み出せたと書いてあるわ。
It's about experienced monster tamers being able to combine skills from monsters to make new skills. Well, that's amazing. Can you do that?
この本に書いてある方法を
She's tried what method described in the book any number of times, but it hasn't worked.
もしかしたら
But maybe he could. It's like, what?
何でもないわ。
No, it's nothing. I'll make some tea.
今日は手紙が多いな。彼も
And this came up on its own, so apparently it's just happening. A lot of letters today. Karen's busy, so I'll check them myself.
ペーパーナイフはどこじゃったか。
Where'd I put my
あったあった。
paper knife letter opener, basically, I think? There it is. Here's the healer. So, this is one of these monster scenes. She's watching a little too attentively. Celsia is struggling to open the letter.
ちら
She's still watching.
なんじゃ何か用か？
Like, did you want something?
お邪魔ですか？
Am I in the way?
いや、邪魔ではないが、我の様子をちらちらと伺っておるようじゃ。
No, but you keep glancing at me and I'm wondering what's going on.
私もアレク様のモンスターになったからには、戦い以外の日常でもお役に立ちたいのです。
Anyway, after becoming one of Alec's monsters, she wants to be of use not just in battle, but in everyday life as well.
そこでセルシア様が使うのに苦労されているペーパーナイフです。手元が狂って
And she's just thinking that, well, Celsia might cut her finger on that knife.
うん、それで
And?
もし切ってしまったら、すかさず駆け寄ってピカナをかけるつもりです。
And if she does, the hero's going to rush in and heal. Because that's what heroes do.
いいか
It's like, well, that's nice.
代わりにペーパーナイフを使うくらいせぬか気が利かん。
すみません。
But Celsia is not too happy about that and kind of waves the knife at her and drives her off, I get the impression.
なんじゃ
Talk to Celsia, she's like, what do you want? You mad again? It's like, here, I got some cookies from the maid. You forgive me?
なんだこんなものでごまかされるわけか。
It's like, what? You don't think you're going to be able to get away with? She starts chewing them.
次からは気をつけるがよい。
Well, next time, be more careful.
子供扱いは厳禁じゃからな。
It's like, I am a princess, you cannot treat me like a child. It's like, eh, fine, fine, I'll treat you like a lady or whatever.
レディーか。
A lady. Yes, that's good. But you're extending a hand out? You want a handshake to make up?
レディーが手を伸ばしたら
You fool! When a lady extends her hand, you're supposed to
昔幼い頃に舞踏会で
you
馬
know,
車
take
が
her hand. And remember, she saw this when she was young at the balls and people getting out of carriages. It's like, well, I'm not nobility. And don't you get people treating you like that all the time? That looks like a no. Celsia, what's wrong?
もうよい。我は疲れた。
Enough, I'm tired, leave. It's like, she's so weird. Anyway, back to the ruins. And here we are at the door again, but with all the scenes and other stuff going on and having to look up words and all that, I've completely lost track of how much time I've actually been playing and recording and how much will be usable, so rather than going to what is likely to be a boss fight with more scenes attached to it, I'm just going to stop the video here for now, and we'll continue with that next time. So for now, this has been Aerofellon playing Dungeon Breaker. Come back next time to see what happens next, and I hope to see you then.